Hello friends, welcome to February 22nd, Chat and Stamp with Janey. So glad to have you joining me today. Go ahead and pop in on the comments there and say hello. And let me know what the weather's like in your area. We have oops, let me get this. It's kind of crooked. Some friends that are just 15 miles down the road that got 2 inches of snow, and we got nothing. So interesting. Okay, I've got the video here on the computer, so I really don't like when everything's crooked on my computer, so I'm trying to make sure that it looks straight. Whether that's straight for me or straight for you. I want it to be straight for you. So if you love any of the products today and you're wanting to order, please remember to use the host code for this month. It is listed right here in bold, and I appreciate when you shop with me for your product. I hope that you enjoy today's stamping. I have a whole bunch of amazing cards to share with you, but first we will create and then we will look at the extra pretty cards here on my desk. All right, I'm pulling out our Special Moments Celebration stamps to create with, along with the Daffodil Afternoon Designer Series paper. Celebration has just one more week, and so we need to get these beautiful goodies out on the table and create. And if you don't have them yet, then let's get an order put together for you so you can earn these beautiful stamps and paper. Of course, you could use these with the Daffodil bundle in the mini catalog, but I'm going to combine these two sets today. So I have not used this beautiful sheet yet, so let's do that. And I think one of the nicest combos is this color, so let's do something with these colors. Do you have these already in your collections? Woo! Sorry, everything's shaking. They sure are beautiful. And I love the use Very Vanilla. We've not had a lot of Very Vanilla in our Designer Series paper lately. So let me get my Very Vanilla cardstock out. Okay, so let's use this card base since it's already here in my hot little hands. Let's see what else I have in my drawer. Oh, I have a card base for the other direction too, so fun. We have options. All right, let's cut this up. Let's do 3 inches. Do you make things up on the fly while you're creating, or do you have it all figured out before you start? So for this card base, I'm going to put the beautiful flowers. So that's 3 inches by 5 1/4. And then I'm going to take the rest of it and make a, is that really what I'm doing? Is that 3 inches, 4 inches? I think I'll slice an inch off. To put as the contrast on top of that. Yes, I like that. And then take the remainder 2 inches and cut it down to 5 1/4 here. And then I'm going to take the stripe and cut a 2-inch end off of my 12 by 12. And also cut it by 5 1/4. There we go. Just like that. So we have 2 different cards with our layers of DSP coming together here. They used, let's see, the colors in this is Flirty Flamingo, and I think that's Pale Papaya. But let's grab our ring here and make sure. It's kind of a similar color to Pale Papaya in that variant. Okay. Let me put these papers back into the package so I don't lose them all. And then I'm going to grab my Pale Papaya ribbon and see how that looks with these papers. And compare the 2 papers. I think I'll go with the whiter ribbon for that one, and maybe the narrow ribbon for this card. All right. So, going to pick out my sentiment, and does anybody have a favorite one that they want to type in? I think we'll go with just a card to say you're amazing on 1. And thanks for brightening my day on the 2nd card. Both such nice greetings. I do need to give you a little warning that I am watching for UPS to collect a package, and I have to be here to sign for it when he picks it up, I think is what the process is. I've never actually done this before. We got a very damaged delivery yesterday. So it has to go straight back to Amazon to hopefully get replaced. We'll see. All right, I think my bone folder is still packed in my tool bag. So I got in, sometimes I know that people aren't always seeing my lives due to being penalized by Facebook. They are putting my posts at the bottom of people's news feeds for a month. That is my penalty for speaking violently about spiders and faulty computer platforms. But of course, artificial intelligence doesn't know what type of things you're talking about. So, just have to make do, but hopefully you'll see this later on, because clearly not very many people are here today. All right, so since we're using a card base of Very Vanilla, then of course we want to use Very Vanilla cardstock for our sentiment. Let me see. I like to use the lighter weight, not the thick, for my sentiments. They punch nicer that way. And they add less bulk to your card. Did you know that? Yes, indeed. Okay, so I'm going to use my Flirty Flamingo ink. And stamp that sentiment. And then do it again with the other sentiment. So also, if you're used to seeing notifications about me going live or my posts, then it is because Facebook is keeping me hidden. I guess I only have 9 more days. Hi, Carolyn. So nice to have you pop in. All right, I did shake a little bit there, so I'm going to just flip this over and use the back side. And be nice and steady. And then I'm going to use my rectangle postage punch around the words. There we go. And I'm not sure. I think that one is way too long. So I'm going to have to cut a chunk of cardstock out. To fit into my punch. All right, so sometimes you just have to try it out and see that's not going to work. It's going to chop off my words. And sometimes the everyday label is the right size, but then I'm trying to remember, have I already? Oh, it will work. So you just see that window on the back side. It's so nice to see the how it's all lining up. There we go. And then I love to layer. So I'm going to grab some Flirty Flamingo. And I'm just going to chop off some chunks of this. And we're going to frame those on the back side of this label. So this is our, oh, my mind went blank. It's not acrylic, it's a silicone matte. And it works really great with our Seal Plus. Pardon my fingers there. Remember to tilt it all the way up tall and then break it off. I got over the edges there, so I'm just going to tuck those in. And I like to go diagonal so that it gets into that little bump there. Okay, so these two chunks of a label are going to be layered right behind the sentiment to create a frame. It looks like it's a larger label, but it's sneaky that it is actually just pieces there. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back side. Let's use our regular size ones. And then I like to do it right where the seam is too. Okay, and then I'm just gonna put that aside. Let's go back to our card bases and our beautiful DSP. Now I want to wrap this ribbon around the seam of where they're going to meet. So I'm going to grab my silicone mat again, and I'm going to just put a little bit of adhesive. Again, this is my Seal Plus. This will be going towards the inside. So I want this to overlap both layers of that designer series paper. So it is going to go just like that. Not too tight, so you don't want it to bend. I might have a little too tight, which is nice because you just pick it up and lay it back down. All right, so now I'm going to do complementary on this one. You need to be right on the edge though. There we go. The silicone mat, I have learned from other demonstrators, really helps this Seal Plus in particular release and stick nicely. Okay, so I'm just going to stick this in here under that edge of the ribbon and then flip it over. That looks really nice. Oh, hi Judy. Did we use the same products again today? Judy's another demonstrator friend. Oh dear, this glue is not coming out. We'll just stick with our Seal Plus then. I do like to use glue for putting layers onto my card bases as my usual preference, but since the glue does not want to cooperate, we will go with Seal Plus. And I'll need to put adhesive down the middle too, because we don't want those sides coming up. All right, I think I got all the way around, and yes, I did get a little too close to the edge. And the beautiful thing is that it just folds right over to where it's supposed to be. And it's an easy fix. So I'm going to eye that border. As I put these down so they go right into place. There we go. It's so nice. Okay, so I need to fold that a little bit better. There we go. So this is not a super fussy or complicated card. I like cute, quick, and easy. And it's just gonna go right over the middle there. Just lots of duplicated colors of the pale papaya, the flirty flamingo, and the very vanilla. But of course we have to embellish it with something pretty. And I think our elegant faceted gems might be. Actually, I'm thinking champagne rhinestones might be calling my name. They look so pretty. So hard, there's so many choices. Do you have a favorite embellishment that you like to grab and use regularly? Oh, but now I'm thinking the in color gems might be the right way to go. Nope, not liking that as much. Okay, so sometimes you should just lay them out, Janey, and have them ready to go. Because I'm not finding... Ooh, we've got all sorts of doilies jumping out here. Wouldn't a doily been fun? Okay. Brushed metallic adhesive back dots. And I think... Oh my goodness. My husband and I went away this weekend and all my tools are still in various places. So let's put our biggest, largest one at the bottom. And then we'll put a small one up here. And a small one over here. All right, that was easy peasy. Yes, I like the elegant faceted gems too, but the pink was bothering me. I tell people not to be perfectionists, and then I come on live video and everybody can see that I kind of have a perfectionism issue as well. Oh boy. Okay, and then the other card that we prepped was this pretty card. So let's go ahead and get it. And you can see here it is. Just the flipped DSP. So this really does lay nicely on our silicone mat. See how easy that just goes down? The trick is always to keep it as upright as possible and then break with a little turn. Go ahead and put the flowers on. And then add the complementary one. So I am very sorry, I did not tell you at the very beginning. I am so sorry I missed last week. I was on a phone call with the school that my daughter's been with, and I just had to do the whole phone call, and I did not realize that we'd have so much to discuss, and it went really long. So these things happen, and one of the things my team and I talked to my team about is families first. Family comes first, and that includes figuring out school with my child. Okay, so for this one, we're gonna get a little more adhesive out. And it's one of those things where you have to make a decision. Do I come on hours late or do I just let it go? And for that day, I just had to let it go. All right, so for this, I'm gonna put the very edge of my ribbon right into the adhesive. And then, it's nice if it's centered. Bring back this tail into the adhesive there so that both of them are adhered into place. And I don't have adhesive on the edges. So you've got the tail there, and then fold it over and into that adhesive on the other side. So it is nice if they look a little more even. So I'm just going to tuck this one in a little bit further in so that they have a balanced loop. And then of course we're adding them dimensionals, and you're going to want to put dimensionals right over where those adhesive pieces are still showing so that they don't stick flat onto your card. I don't normally use this many dimensionals on something this size, but I want to keep everything covered, and so that is the direction to go for this particular situation. Normally I'd use 2 dimensionals and call it good. Oh. Okay, so then you need to decide where you want to put your sentiment, if you want to center it or put it, I think we're going to put it right about here. And then I think, what do you think? Should I put ribbon along there or just leave it naked? I think I'm just going to leave it naked. Keep it simple. Got our little ribbon, I don't know what to call them. They're not bows, but little folded ribbon edges there. And then I'm going to come in with embellishments, and I have more of these small ones, so I think do 2 smalls, no 3, we'll do 3 smalls up here. It's kind of nice that that line gives you a measurement of how to space them and place them there. And then I'm going to come back and put a large one there. One up here. So I'm going to move this one over it. I kind of like a triangle effect for, ooh. So I just move it over a little bit. There you go. Oh boy, that was some creating on the fly. I hope it looks good on camera. I like it in person. There we go. So you don't want it to get too busy, but it is nice to coordinate and pull it together. So we got floral, and then we have more geometric lines and shapes. Both with the Special Moments stamp set and the Daffodil Afternoon Designer Series paper in our Celebration brochure. Different ways to use our sentiments with punches and ribbons. So fun. Okay, so I have some cards I've received lately that I thought I would do a quick show and tell. Oh, I just have so many cute cards. Let's do the ones that I received, and then the ones that I've made will have to wait. Okay, so fun. I received this beautiful card from my new friend Cynthia, and she put some DSP on the inside. So pretty. I love this paper that she used, the Daffodil Afternoon Designer Series paper, and that I sadly do not know what this sketch is called, but it's so pretty. And this card was sent to me by Susan Knelt. Such a cute thank you card, and she's been very gracious. You can see the two complement each other with her thank you cards recently. And I think you may have seen this on one of my Facebook posts, a beautiful sunshiny happy card from my team member Greta. So fun. And then back when I wasn't feeling so well, one of my sweet friends, Mary Kate, sent me this Get Well card. I love how it pops out there. Such a cute design. Mary Kate is extremely thoughtful. So fun. I love Happy Mail. It's such a treat to get things in the mail. And then last but not least, this beauty was by my friend Vicky. And she is so talented. Isn't this beautiful? So fun. Beautiful cards made by beautiful ladies. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll look forward to chatting with you again next week. I cannot believe it will be March 1st when we chat again. So be sure to join me Tuesday, March 1st at noon for more stamping and chatting with me. Okay, you all take care. Bye-bye.